So this is probably one of the best all-around mouse that I've ever used for gaming, for productivity, and for everyday tasks. So I reviewed this glorious Model D back when it first came out, and I crowned it the best ergonomic mouse that there is on the market, and back then it was. But Pulsar is taking that title now, and I just don't see why you would consider purchasing a Model D or minus if you have the Xlite V2. I mean, maybe if you really care about RGB, then you go with Glorious because there's going to be a bit more lighting, but with both of them coming in at $80, why not just choose the lighter mouse? I'm a fan of amazing products, not just companies, so if Glorious does come out with a better product in the future, then I'll say they have a good product, but right now, they're just getting beat. So let's go over the shape, size, and the weight of the mouse. And with it coming in at 58 grams, even after I swapped out the original PTFE skates for the Super Glides, this is one of the lightest mouse on the market, and it's an ergonomic shaped mouse. I decided to go with the mini because I do have a medium-sized hand, and it does allow me to have more grip options when it comes to using the mouse. Now, if you are a larger hand user, then I definitely recommend you to just get the regular size. But if you have a medium-sized hand, then a smaller mouse would allow you to have more variety when it comes to choosing how you want to grip the mouse. Even though this is an ergonomic mouse, I'm able to do every type of grip style: fingertip, palm grip, claw grip, relaxed claw grip, relaxed fingertip. I don't know, every single grip you can imagine, you can do it with the mini. I mainly switch from using a palm to a claw grip. Really depends on what I'm doing. Usually when I'm playing FPS games, I like a claw grip, but if I'm relaxed, playing any type of MMO games, or I'm just doing any type of productivity work, then a palm grip would be better suited. So this mouse allows me to do both of those things. However, if you are a claw grip user and you like to have that hump support in the back where you can have that pressure into your palm when you're holding the mouse, this mouse does not allow for that because of the shape. It's an ergonomic mouse, so it does slant off to the side a little bit. The only support you get in your palm is to the left corner of the mouse. Other than that, there really isn't a hump on the back where you usually feel when you're using a strictly claw grip mouse like the Shroud G303. When it comes to the overall structure of the mouse, I think Pulsar did an amazing job with how sturdy the mouse actually feels, because I never used a mouse with this many holes, especially on the bottom of the mouse with all that gap. I was really afraid of it not lasting long, that it would creak when I try to squeeze it, but when I squeezed it as hard as I can, there was no creaks whatsoever, no cracks. It's a very sturdy mouse, and I'm really surprised of how well built it is, despite the fact that it has so many holes around the mouse. If you're new to using a mouse with holes around it, then this might take a bit of a time for you to adjust to. I'm used to it, however, I'm not used to having holes on the side of the mouse. So even though this was a major update for Pulsar, removing a lot of the holes on the side of the mouse, there's still an area of the mouse where my ring finger would rest, and it's not the most comfortable, but I know I can just get some grip tape to cover it up. So it's not a deal breaker. However, that's just something I wanted to mention that was a concern of mine when I'm using the mouse. So even though this mouse doesn't have any dedicated RGB, there is a shine through from the PCB. There's a light which you can change the color of for the DPI sensor. So that way you know which DPI setting you're on when you're using the mouse. And it's a subtle RGB light, and I think that's really cool. The battery life on this mouse is about 70 hours, which is a bit low for my preference. I'm kind of spoiled by the Shroud G303, which has I think over 100 hours of battery life, and I charge that mouse maybe twice a month. I find myself charging the mouse I think once a week. Now that's not too much of an annoyance, but I would like it to have a bit more battery if possible. And I'm sure I can just turn off the light that's coming from the PCB if I really wanted to extend the battery life. It uses a USB-C cable, which I think should come standard for every single mouse these days. It uses a 3370 sensor and KO 8.0 switches, which I have no issue so far with the performance of the mouse. They do, however, use the same switch as the Fanatic Bolt for the side buttons. But it's funny because the implementation are so much better in the Pulsar than the Fanatic mouse. The Fanatic side button felt as if you're pressing a hard button on a gaming controller, but Pulsar did a great job implementing the same switches, I guess, on the side buttons for the Xlite V2 Mini, and it feels great. Now I don't know if Fanatic was trying to go for a different feel when it comes to their side button, and they did some research for it, but it just shows that using the same switch, different implementation, Pulsar did a better job doing it. One thing I do wish is if the side buttons were a bit more pronounced. They are a bit flushed into the mouse, and sometimes you might not notice if you're actually pressing into the side button. The scroll wheel reminded me a lot of a Logitech mouse, and it's one of my favorite ones to use. It's not as tactile though, like if you want to feel every single bump when you're scrolling, it might not be the best option, but for my case, for my uses, it's really good. I haven't been playing much Valorant, but I did put this mouse to the test in a couple of ranked matches, and it's the lightest mouse I ever used, so it did take me some time to adjust to it. But once I got adjusted, flicking to new targets was a lot easier on this mouse because of how light it was. Now, I'm not saying I can't do that with my Shroud G303, but it was just easier to do on this mouse. Here are some of the things I'd like to see Pulsar change in the future version of this mouse, and that's removing some of the holes on the sides of the mouse. Now the top and bottom are completely fine. I think extending the battery life of this mouse would be great if it's possible to do without compensating on the weight of the mouse. The side buttons of the mouse can be a bit more pronounced and maybe have a bit more color options. I mean, that's really it when it comes to improving this mouse. This mouse is damn near perfect, and I think Pulsar did an amazing job. So this is my main mouse for now because of everything that I'm doing. I'm playing less FPS shooters in general, playing a lot of Lost Ark, and I'm doing more stuff on a computer when it comes to productivity. So having the Shroud G303 in my hand for hours on end is just not comfortable. So that's why I'm using this mouse. I'm not saying it's better than Shroud G303. I think the Shroud G303 is one unique mouse that just can't be replaced. With the Super Glides and the V2 Mini, I think Pulsar is doing an amazing job with their products. I think they listen to their customers. They try to improve on their products. Their products are priced at a great price where you get an amazing product for a price that's affordable and not outrageous. Razer. I'm just kidding, but I do think that mouse that they just came out with, the Viper V2 Pro, is a bit overpriced, but that's another discussion. And we need companies like these to come into the market, test things out, disrupt the market, so it's better for the consumers in general. We don't want a monopoly. We don't want one company making all the great mouses. We want new innovation, new mouses, more affordable products, and Pulsar, hats off to you. I'm not saying they can't improve in the future with their products and they're flawless. I still think they can make improvements, but I think they have the best lightweight ergonomic mouse that's wireless right now in the market. And I'm super excited and have high expectations for their symmetrical mouse that's coming out in the summer, because if it comes with all the features like the Super Light, like the Razer Viper Ultimate, and it's at a good price point, we have some competition. We have some competition, and I can't wait. And if you are a PR person from Pulsar and you'd like to send me a review unit, I would gladly accept it because I can save some money. Either or, if you send me the mouse or not, I'm still going to buy it because I'm very excited to see what you bring into the market. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. And if you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below. Comment down below if you have any Pulsar product and if you like the company and what they're doing. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.